Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're just going to sit down, chill, do some makeup, and I'm gonna catch you up on everything that's happening. We're 1 week away from having a baby. It's been a busy couple of weeks launching my Live and Look Luxe course that we launched earlier this month. You can check out ellebangs.com for more information. But it's basically a super easy to digest beauty course that will teach you all the fundamentals on how to gain genuine confidence, learning your skin type, learning your skin tone, so that you could really become your very own beauty expert on your own coloring, on your own beauty. It's a little more in depth and a little bit more personal than my YouTube videos. I really wanted it to feel like a love letter to my subscribers. So if you are a longtime subscriber and you want a little bit more, don't forget to check that out. I've been getting incredible response from the people that have gone through the course, and I think it's a beautiful gift to give yourself, but also it would be a great gift for that friend that already feels like she has everything. So yeah, we started the month off with launching the course. We're ending the month having a baby. So here is my last video filming while pregnant. When you see this video, I will officially be a mom. You can check me out on Instagram to meet her. But yeah, grab a snack, let's sit down, let's do some makeup, and let's catch up. So I've already moisturized my skin. I'm just going to add a little bit of the Ole Henriksen Bright Eye Cream for under the eyes. I have 1 week until my C-section, so counting down the days, but also trying to kind of enjoy the, what's left of just the two of us. So for my under eyes, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I haven't used this in so long, and I ran out of my concealer like 2 weeks ago, and I was at Target and I was like, I'm just gonna grab this and see if I still like it. And it's definitely a lot less coverage than I feel like all products nowadays, but I kind of like it for every day. So yeah, just to kind of catch you up on what is going on. We are, I feel like, officially settled in. Most of our furniture has come in except for our dining table, which we should get a day or two after Thanksgiving. We were kind of bummed because we had wanted to possibly host Thanksgiving this year, and then Adam's like, you're just gonna be way too pregnant. Why don't we just do it at your parents' like we've done as it is tradition, and next year we'll host. So that's what we're doing. And so now the goal is table and chairs for Christmas. So the chairs we got are the wishbone chairs, which I feel like we've all seen, kind of around social media a lot. I'll insert a photo. But it's funny that they're like kind of in right now, but they're like I don't know, at least 30-year-old kind of creation. And I love Scandinavian furniture kind of for that reason. They just have such good design that it is that timeless, and that's kind of what I wanted if we were going to spend money on a table and chairs. So the table is actually from Restoration Hardware, and the chairs are wishbone. So excited for that. I forgot to bring a mirror, and this viewfinder just makes everything look really gray, so I can't really see. So, but what else is new for my makeup routine lately? So yeah, in my third trimester, we found out that I'm actually anemic, which means low iron, low blood cell count. And because I am having a C-section, and that's surgery, obviously, my doctor was like, let's get you on some iron. She was like, it's not dangerously low where I'm worried, but let's just get on top of it. Well, turns out taking iron feels like absolute shit. I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant, but I was also taking a baby aspirin daily just to prevent preeclampsia, because it was something my mom had when I was born, and the doctor just was really on top of it in wanting to prevent that. So I started that, I think, in my second trimester, the aspirin, And then the iron pills, apparently taken together, feels like absolute shit. I would just feel faint for like an hour. 15 minutes after taking it. This is probably in the viewfinder. I feel like I have no bronzer, but in real life, I'm probably brown right now. So yeah, 15 minutes after taking both, I would just feel faint. My legs and my limbs just felt so weak, and I just had to sit for an hour. And I was like, this is really annoying, because if I had like meetings or if I had anywhere to go, I would have to like plan it around this. And then one day I had the genius idea of maybe just taking them separately, and that made a huge difference. Still feel it a little bit, but not nearly as bad. I can still go about my day. And I will leave everything linked below. I feel like I'm going to forget to mention some products, so oh boy. Okay, let's blend that out. So I feel like lately I've been obsessed with watching like makeup videos on YouTube, and I mean like real makeup artists like Harouche or Painted by Spencer, or like Makeup by Ariel, like basically celebrity makeup artists that, you know, take 4 hours or more to do a whole face. I just find it lately so mesmerizing and so soothing to watch someone like blend out makeup, and I feel like that's so not how I do my makeup lately. So it's really like soothing and nice to see. But yeah, I like when other YouTubers share what they like watching. I feel like sometimes I get just a little jaded with YouTube and feels like nothing is new and fresh. And then sometimes I find something that's in no way new or fresh, but fun to watch. So yeah, I feel like this makeup look so far, it's kind of been a mess, but I've just been trying anytime that I have a day where I feel better and have more energy, I try and film more content so that I can then kind of just, when I get a chance later to edit, then I can do that. I know that maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, my videos will be maybe slightly out of order. So I have one collaboration video coming up this weekend. So by the time you do see this video, I will have already had our baby, which is so crazy. Adam and I were talking about the other day, like when, like the week or the day we found out we were pregnant, I feel like just even saying those words out loud felt strange and felt like a little kid playing house. I don't know why. And now here we are. I'm gonna go in with the Jaclyn Hill palette for the eyes with this color. But yeah, in the beginning, it's like too early to tell anyone. You're not showing, but you feel kind of awful. And then second trimester is when you share the news with people and it starts to sink in and feel really real. And it's also the time where you feel like your best. And I feel like everyone says second trimester is like the honeymoon stage. And I absolutely think it was. And then third trimester, you just get so much more uncomfortable. And I think you start seeing that window narrow of the time that you have left to kind of get everything done. I think looking back, I think the kind of time frame we did stuff in was right. So obviously in the first trimester, we were buying a house. And so there was, I literally in the first trimester, I think I bought one cute little outfit because I just couldn't help myself, but not like we didn't buy anything like other than that one little outfit. And then in the second trimester is when we actually moved. So at that point it was like all about house stuff. And then I think it was like around the 6 month mark. I was like, okay, this, you know, we need to buckle down and we need to order like nursery furniture. And I started to freak out because anytime I would find something that I liked, it was like on back order. And then of course, with all the issues we'd had with our other furniture, we like knew it would be challenging. So then we just ordered all of the nursery furniture. And that was actually pretty quick. I feel like everything within 3 weeks was delivered. So I was then calm, and then I was like, everything else is just like the small stuff. We can kind of figure it out. And then our lovely friends threw us a baby shower, which was super sweet and unexpected, because I'd always thought, like, I don't want a baby shower. Like, this is our responsibility. And yeah, my friend was like, no, you absolutely need one. I used to think the same way. And then you feel extremely like loved, and it's just like a beautiful thing. So anyway, so glad we had one. Small and intimate and exactly what I would have wanted. So, and I feel like also the baby shower was like at a really good time, in that I was definitely pregnant, like looking really pregnant, but not too pregnant to where I was uncomfortable, and not too pregnant to where we can still figure out, okay, like after the shower, what do we need still, and kind of take care of that. One of our friends gave us this good advice, and they were like, try to get all your big projects and big things done before the 3rd trimester, because you're so uncomfortable then. And I feel like we did. So I think we, considering the move and like looking back, like, oh my God, I feel like we accomplished so much this year. But I feel like in the moment, it always felt like things weren't going our way, and it felt like everything was just happening so slow. And, but here we are 9 months later, and it all worked out as it, I feel like, always does. So yeah, some questions that we get. First of all, why am I having a C-section? It's my first baby. Why am I not trying to go natural? And for those of you that don't know, I feel like I'm a broken record by saying this, but I did have a myomectomy in 2017, which is the removal of a large fibroid from my uterus. It was so big that the surgery was not done laparoscopically, which means with a laser. They actually had to, cut my abdomen open and remove this fibroid. So much like a C-section. So my doctor at the time informed me that after having this surgery, that if I were lucky enough to still be able to carry, a pregnancy and a baby, that I would need to deliver via C-section, which at the time was like, who cares, as long as I still have the possibility of having kids. So I was lucky that the positioning of the fibroid was in a good place where my uterus wasn't really affected, and I am able to, in fact, carry a full-term pregnancy. But there are certain complications that could happen with pushing with a natural birth that the doctor was just like, I am not willing to risk. Honestly, I'm okay with the C-section. I hear all this talk about like, oh, it's the easy way out, or I've never felt that way. I've never even thought about that with, another woman that's having the same thing. I don't think there's an easy way to get a baby out. I think they're both difficult in different ways. I think a natural birth to me sounds scary in the sense that there's so much unknown. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't even know if you might need a C-section. There's just a lot more unknown. But because it is natural, the healing process seems so much quicker and easier. Whereas with the C-section, it is planned. You go in essentially pain-free because you're not in labor. You can kind of plan for it happening. And I know I've said that in the past in one of my videos, and one of my subscribers was like, well, it's still, you can't really plan because you can always just go into labor early, which is true. But what my doctor told me was, if you go into labor early, it just means you're going to go into a C-section. So nothing really changes. That's the deal with that. That's the reason why I'm having a C-section. And the hospital at the time is not letting any visitors. So not even once I'm in the recovery area. I definitely assumed not more than one support person or your, spouse in the room for the actual like delivery, for the surgery part. But I definitely thought that I would be able to have visitors once I was recovering. But we can't. So, I think my mom will help us for like the first couple of days. But our goal is to kind of try and tackle it ourselves. My parents are close enough to where if we do need help, they are around the corner. But one thing, and I've talked about this with my friends, I'm really bad at delegating work. So I feel like that alone would feel like work. So honestly, I feel like I kind of just want to kind of play it by ear, see how I'm feeling, how it goes. And honestly, if you're like nursing and stuff, I feel like there's not much people can help you with the baby. So it's more about, like house help. And it's funny because different people we talk to, some people are like, oh my gosh, like you say that now, but you're going to need so much help. And then I have other people that were like, yeah, we just kind of liked the piece of, kind of doing it ourselves and kind of being on our own and figuring it out. So that's the plan with that. Another question we get a lot is the name of the baby. And at first, it's like one of the fun, I guess, steps or one of the fun parts of early pregnancy is, thinking about names and we would share like with our friends and family, and absolutely everyone had an opinion about every name. And the funny thing is it's always like, oh, you can't name them that because my bully in high school was named that. And I get that that's like personal to them and like not to me, so it technically shouldn't matter. But it's kind of weird when your like good friend is like, no, please don't name them that name. And then it's like, oh, that's the name we went with. So then Adam and I just decided like all the names we like threw out there weren't names that we were like, oh my gosh, like this is it. We were just kind of, brainstorming. So after that, we were just like, no, you know what? The next name that pops into our head that we love, we're going to keep it a secret. So that's what we've done. So we haven't said anything to my parents, to Adam's parents. Adam's mom actually suggested that we meet her first. She was like, I think it's silly to pick a name before. You should have some names in mind, meet her, and then decide. So that's actually what we're doing. And we have 3 names in mind, with each one with different middle names. So to me, I think what's been stumping me the most is the whole middle name thing. I did not take Adam's last name because it is a very, very long last name. So then I think like, well, I would want to have the same last name as the baby. But I also don't want the baby to not have his last name. So Adam just keeps saying like, well, she's a girl. She's probably not going to carry on, the family name anyway. So even though he's the only boy in his family, like, he's like, it doesn't matter. Just give her your last name. Then I think like, I didn't take his last name. So what if she in 25, 30 years doesn't take her spouse's last name? So maybe she would carry on your name. So honestly, it's like middle names and last name kind of situation that's been bothering me more than like the actual name, because I feel like we now have narrowed it down to like 3 names that we'd be really happy with. Happy to meet her and to see what suits her best. It's funny, so I'll mention a few names that we had thought of, but we realized we're not going to be using. Olivia was the name that we had from the beginning of like dating. We had both agreed it's such a pretty girl name. If we ever have a daughter, her name will be Olivia. And we had said that a million times. And then when we got Olive, we were actually going to name her Chloe. And then when I met her, I was like, she is so not a Chloe. And I love the name Olive, and the reason why I named her Olive was Adam's last name starts with an O, which he hates, so it's kind of like an homage to an O name, which are not very common. And then my grandpa in Portugal had many, basically he grew many olives and produced olive oil. And I love olive trees. I love the way they look. I love olives, period. So it felt like a very suiting name for her and like for us. So I love that name for her. And then once we started talking about Olive's name, Adam was like, why not Olivia? And I was like, absolutely not. Olivia's like reserved for our like human child, you know, and I think Olive suits her so much better. So then we were like, okay, so if we have a daughter, it's going to be Olivia. Well, that was one of the names that like once we told some of our friends, they're like, Olive and Olivia, like that's not cute. Like you absolutely shouldn't do that. So again, that's one of the ones that was like vetoed. And not, I mean, if I absolutely was like so stuck on this name and was like so in love with it, we would have gone with it anyway. But I do think the names we do have are just more suiting. So I'm not mad at the names that we have. And another thing with names, Adam's being like really kind of easygoing about the last name, but the first name he is just so picky. He doesn't like anything. It's like I can name off 20 different names and he's like, nope, absolutely not, no. Like, do you like anything? So his top picks were Emma and Sophie. My cousin just had a baby less than a year ago and she named her baby Sophie. So I think it would be silly. And he's like, what about Sophia? And I'm like, Sylvia and Sophia, like that's just, can she be her own person? So, and my cousin's baby is such a Sophie. So we'll let her have that one. And Emma, like, it's cute, but I feel like it's just so overdone. And it's not, I don't want to say it's not a special name. Like, I guess it's not special to me. I hate saying that about anyone's name because someone watching will have a daughter or a friend or, you know someone. And again, I don't want to be that person that like ruins a name for you if it's something that you've been thinking about. Wow, I feel like I actually finished my makeup much faster than I had thought because I was deep in story. Adam's parents are in Europe, so I think the idea is that they'll come early in the new year to meet her. Obviously, my parents live in California, so we'll be able to meet her as soon as we get home. And regarding holiday and holiday decorations, normally we wait until after Thanksgiving to start decorating, but we realized we're probably not going to be able to do that in the first, week of December. So we've actually ordered new decor for the new place. And we hope to have that up before the baby's here. So basically this week. And I will be sharing that in a vlog. I feel like my style this year has been just way more understated, less like ornamental. Basically a very simple tree with just some lights and just everything very woodsy and very organic. And like that was kind of like the vision I had in like October for Christmas this year. And then I feel like I started seeing it everywhere. But like this year I was just like, that's what I want. Just like simple, almost like you just brought the indoors in, not this over the top, crazy, commercially holiday decoration kind of vibe. If you're into that, I look forward to showing you that. It'll be really simple. So planning on doing some like fresh real garland on our like stair railing. So anyway, here is my everyday makeup look. This is kind of what I've been doing the last 2 months or so. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me and just being a part of this super soothing part of my day where I catch you up on, the latest with us. So again, I know I didn't mention every product. I will leave that down below. if you're curious about anything that I used today. So anyway, I love you guys so, so much. I hope you're having an amazing holiday season, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.